Silver's leading, and it has been leading now for the last, the ratio's down to 73 from, it was over 90 just, month and a half ago. So silver's definitely outperforming, and silver is the fuse to the gold market. You really couldn't have, say, 5 or 10 or, $25,000 gold. The fiat system remain as it is. If you had 5, 10, $25,000 gold, you would have interest rates going much, much higher because confidence would be breaking in the sovereign debt.
Gold's record-setting rally may have captured the headlines this year, but silver is running harder and faster as the less glamorous metal benefits from robust financial and industrial demand. Silver has soared by over a quarter this year, outpacing gold and making it one of the year's best-performing major commodities. Yet, in relative terms, silver is still cheap. However, silver prices face several challenges this week, including a strengthening US dollar and key US jobs data. As a smaller, more volatile market, silver experiences more dramatic price movements, making it susceptible to quicker and larger swings compared to gold. According to legendary analyst Bill Holter, silver's price movements have historically been more rapid than gold's. Due to the financialization of markets and the margin calls on short positions, silver has taken the lead in the precious metals rally. The silver to gold price ratio has dropped from over 90 to 73 within a month and a half, clearly showing that silver outperforms gold. Bill asserts that silver is a catalyst or fuse for the gold market. If silver prices reached $100, gold prices would also rise significantly. Over time, gold has consistently proven to be a safe haven during economic turmoil and uncertainty. This is because gold has maintained its value and purchasing power throughout history, unlike paper currencies, which are subject to inflation and devaluation. Bill predicts that if gold reached prices like $5,000, $10,000, or even $25,000 per ounce, it would indicate a severe crisis of confidence in fiat currencies. Such high gold prices would cause interest rates to spike significantly, as confidence in sovereign debt, especially US Treasuries, would erode. Since US Treasuries are the foundation of the global financial system, a loss of trust in them would reveal the system's inherent instability, making it as fragile as a house of cards built on sand. We will present clips from Bill Holter's interview with Andrew Maguire. But before we do, if you want more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more updates. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
Silver is more volatile than gold, and it makes sense because it's a smaller market, and it being a much, much smaller market, it's much easier to manipulate. But going back throughout history, silver moves up and moves down faster than gold does. The problem now, because everything is financialized, and you've got these short positions that are basically being margin called. Yes, silver's leading, and it has been leading now for the last. The ratio's down to 73 from, it was over 90 just month and a half ago. So silver's definitely outperforming, and silver is, as I said, I've been saying, is the fuse to the gold market. You couldn't have $100 silver and gold not go higher than where it is now. And the real danger is that gold is the antithesis, if you will, to fiat money. It's the anti-dollar. It's real, and the fiats are printed by man. They're not real. They don't have any real value other than the fact that governments mandate that you use their currencies. So you really couldn't have, say, 5 or 10 or $25,000 gold and the fiat system remain as it is. If you had 5, 10, $25,000 gold, you would have interest rates going much, much higher because confidence would be breaking in the sovereign debt that not only does the world run on, but sovereign debt, particularly US Treasuries, are the foundation to the entire system. And that foundation is pure, it's a mirage, it's sand. If you go back to what happened during the Depression, you didn't have a system-wide failure because the money was still good. And the money theoretically was still good until 1971 when the U.S. went off the gold standard. Then it's, from that point forward, it's been clown money. And it's interesting, India has become a huge buyer of silver. Just this calendar year, they've become a huge buyer. The Silver Institute, which puts out the supply and demand numbers, it's really odd that they've pretty much, until just recently, they pretty much left out solar demand. Well, solar demand worldwide has got to be what? 300 million ounces, a third of global production. And on top of that, this was little, there was almost nobody talked about this. I think it was about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. China made a directive to their population to buy silver because it's cheap in relation to gold.
The developments surrounding the BRICS alliance and its efforts to create a native currency, along with other initiatives like China's CBDC and the beta testing of a gold-backed currency, signal a significant shift in the global financial landscape. These efforts reflect a growing desire among some countries to reduce reliance on the US dollar in international trade and establish alternative currency mechanisms that offer greater stability and intrinsic value. Bill highlights that Russia's and Iran's collaboration on the BRICS currency project and India's optimism about ongoing developments suggest progress within the alliance towards achieving this goal. While the currency's release date remains uncertain, the upcoming BRICS summit in the fall could clarify the timeline and other details. Additionally, the emergence of alternative alliances like BRICS, geopolitical tensions, and economic sanctions underscore the need for a reconfiguration of global financial dynamics. The narrative of a systemic reset gains momentum as more stakeholders recognize the fragility of the current system and seek alternatives that offer greater resilience and stability. These developments reflect a broader recognition of the limitations of the existing monetary paradigm and a growing willingness to explore new approaches that better serve the interests of participating countries.
Even in 2008, 2009, it was almost mathematically impossible to fix without a complete collapse and basically default of the system. But we're at the point now where there is no policy whatsoever that can fix where we are now. The only thing that can fix it is to completely tear it down and restart with a new monetary order. And that's what it looks like is happening. That's what it looks like the rest of the world is doing and planning for with the BRICS currency. And I mean, I've urged people ever since February of 2022, when the Ukraine war started, I've urged people to actually read Putin's speeches. He's not a madman. I think if you read, and I think he's done 6 or 7 now public speeches since then. If you read those, there's logic in there. He's not a madman, and I find very little that I disagree with. I think really, I think the guy is a businessman, and I think you can do business with him. But if you don't hold up your end of the deal, you're a dead man. But I do think that I do think the man's handshake is good. I mean, that's just my personal take, just based on the things that he has said, reading his speeches. He just makes common sense, uses logic, and I think he just wants to do business, but he wants to do business and be settled on fairly. And the dollar is basically the never pay model. And when I say the never pay model, you get paid in dollars with treasuries, you get promised more dollars. And ultimately, you never really get paid. You never really truly settle the trade. But I mean, look at other things. COVID, for example, the vaccines, for example. If you didn't agree, if you didn't agree, they called you an anti-vaxxer, racist, homophobic, whatever. That's what they do. Is when there is something that needs to be debated, there's no debate. You either, you either follow the official narrative or, you're a crazy. We're seeing it in the elections here in the U.S., and I'm not so sure we're going to have an election, but we're seeing it here in the U.S. If Trump wins, that's the end of democracy. I don't get it. What is democracy? Is it their own personal democracy, or is it democracy for all? There's so many different topics we could talk about where you're not allowed to debate because, and as they say, trust the science. The decision's already been made. Well, it turns out now, trusting the science was all complete bullshit.
If gold reached $25,000 per ounce and silver $100 per ounce, it would likely indicate a profound loss of confidence in fiat currencies. Such astronomical prices for precious metals could trigger a severe economic crisis, leading to significant disruptions in financial markets. The surge in gold and silver prices would likely cause interest rates to spike, reflecting the heightened uncertainty and instability in the global economy. Share your thoughts on Bill's prediction in the comment section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Until next time.